Hello and welcome to The Dramatic. In this episode of drawing practice, we are going to learn all about lines. I will be sharing with you a few exercises which you can practice daily in order to perfect your lines. And before we go into the video, keep your pencil, eraser, and sketchbook ready. Just like how I mentioned in the previous episode, I want you to practice in a sketchbook. Your sketchbook is going to hold a record of all the mistakes, learnings, and the progress that you have made. And at the end of your sketchbook, you are going to be very happy with the progress that you have made. So please use a sketchbook for the practices. At the end of this video, I have given you a few assignments. Please do them and do not forget to share with me through email or in the comments. My email ID is in the description box. So please send me your drawings and share with me what you learned from this video.
For a better understanding, please watch the video fully without skipping so you do not miss any important tips. The practice videos are uploaded at real time so you can practice along with me. Join me in learning about the lines. Let us begin by learning how to hold the pencil first. We usually hold our pencils like this for writing. This is the tripod grip. I mention it as writing grip for easy understanding. Some people hold their pencils like this too. Writing grip differs from person to person, but this is how we commonly hold our pencil. Now I am holding my pencil in a tripod grip as close to the tip as possible and try to draw a long straight line. You will notice that the lines will have multiple strokes in it instead of a single stroke. Now I will hold it a little away from the tip and still in a writing grip. This means I have pressure at my wrist like this and like an anchor and then draw. So you can draw only as far as you can move your palm with your hands anchored at the wrist like this. I shall move my grip further away and remove my anchor at the wrist and move my hands freely. Now observe the line. I will now show all the three grips and you can see the difference it is making in the lines. This is the first practice that you have to do. Next, we will try this in geometric shapes, the polygons. I am choosing a triangle here. First, I am drawing it with a tripod grip closer to the tip. When you draw, you will have multiple strokes even though the triangle is looking good. And this takes time too. Now, I am drawing with free movement. It's quite fast and easy to draw. This time I am using anchor at the wrist and drawing. Actually, this has turned out well since it's a smaller triangle, but it is a little slower. The second exercise is to practice lines of different types. Sleeping lines, standing lines, slanting lines. From the previous exercise, you would have noticed that holding the pencil away from the tip and moving your hand freely about your shoulder is the right way to draw. Remember, writing grip with anchor at the wrist is the best for writing and making fine details in the drawing. So draw standing lines up to down, down to up, sleeping lines from left to right, and vice versa. Similarly, do it for slanting lines also. The next practice would be to draw lines with same pressure. Try drawing lines with same pressure, which means that this will give you consistent color throughout the line. This is a very important practice. Let me show it to you again. Same pressure throughout the line. The next practice here will be to use same grade pencil and drawing different values with the same pencil. I am using a 4B mechanical pencil here, and this is how dark the pencil can go. Now draw lines with different value range. Begin with a lighter line and draw lines of various values ranging from light to dark. This is a range of values which I am able to produce with my 4B pencil. In this exercise, draw lines very close to and parallel to one another. This will create a shading effect. This method is called hatching and is one of the very popular shading methods. Here I am creating same tonal value with this hatching technique, which means I give same pressure on my pencil from beginning till the end. Let me use a HB pencil for you, so it will be easy for you to practice along with me if you do not have a 4B pencil. So this is how dark my HB pencil can go. First, let me draw different value lines with this pencil and show you. Now let's practice hatching technique with varying pressures on the pencil. Here I am giving little to no pressure to create this shade. Simply drawing very close parallel lines to each other with same pressure. Let me give different pressure values to pencils and show you how you can create even tones and how darker the shading will be with the pressure you give. I'm giving little more pressure than the first time. So you can see that it is a little darker than the first one. Now I'm putting much more pressure, but even pressure throughout. So this is a shading value I was able to create with a little more pressure. Now you can see different tones that I have created with by giving different pressures on my pencil. In this exercise, let us use this hatching method to create different tonal values at one go. I am now shading from dark to light and now going to try from light to dark. Try this hatching method with different grade of pencils, for example 4H, 2H, 2B, 4B, 6B, 5B or whatever grade of pencils that you have, and see how many tones you are able to produce with your pencils. I have created a table here to demonstrate the different ways to draw different tones. We will draw from lightest tone to dark one, like this. We have already learned how to create different tones by giving pressure to your pencil. This is what I have drawn in the first row. However, in the second row, we will draw with same pressure and create dark tones by shading it over and over again. This method is called layering. As you can see, I began with a tripod grip and changing it to this grip. This grip is called overhand grip. This grip puts less pressure over the pencil, so you have control over the tone. Try using this grip for layering. You can see the difference between the tripod grip, the tone I created with tripod grip, and overhand grip. Second one is much more lighter. In this box, we will give 2 layers and see if it is matching with the box in the first row. Remember, all the layers have to have, you have to give same pressure on the pencil. Now I am going for the second layer. Always remember, the layers have to be shaded in different directions. Only then the shading will look smooth. Otherwise, strokes will be visible and it will not look good. Now I am done with my second layer and it is perfectly matching with the one in the first row. Now we shall move on to the next box. Let us see if 3 layers are enough to create this particular tone. My first layer is over. As I told you, I am doing my second layer in the opposite direction with the same pressure. And now to the third layer. This is opposite to my second layer. It is still lighter than the one in the first row, so I am giving another layer to see if it is matching with the first row. And yes, now this tone matches with the one in the first row. Let's move on to the last box. We will see how many layers we require to bring it to that tone. Second layer opposite to the first layer. And the third layer. Fourth one, this time I'm drawing it vertically. My fourth layer is also done and still it is not matching the tone of the first row. So I'm going for another layer in the opposite direction to the fourth layer. And now you can see that it perfectly matches with the tone in the first row. So this is how you do layering to bring different tonal values. In this row, we are going to see how to differentiate tonal values with lines. This is just like layering, but the lines are a little apart. Draw parallel lines in one direction. In the first row, I have drawn horizontal lines as the first layer. In this box, the first layer, I am doing horizontal lines. For the second layer, I am going for vertical lines. Just like how I said in the layering, on the one which we did in the second row, you have to do these lines in opposite directions. So how you can see the difference between the tones in the first and the second row. Now moving to the third box, the first layer is horizontal one. The second layer, I am going for vertical lines. The third layer, I am going for slanting lines. Make sure the lines are parallel to each other and in the same interval. You can see instantly that this tone is different from the one in the second box. I'm not going to match this one with the first row or second row. This is just for demonstrating you. For the fourth row, second layer, third layer, I'm going for slanting one. Fourth layer, and the fifth layer. You can see the different tones we have made just with different lines. All the three layers above look rough. To get a smooth look, we use various blending equipments. The simple one is a tissue paper, which I'm going to show it to you in a moment. I will discuss about the blending tools in another video, but let me mention you some of the blending tools we use often. The popular being blending stump, and we use makeup brushes or painting brushes also for blending. I'm using the first technique to fill the boxes first. Do not forget to observe the way I'm holding my pencil and the ease with which I move them. More layers. Once you're done with the layering, fold the tissue paper around your finger and blend the layers in each box. Here again, if you do not layer your boxes properly first, you will not get an even tone, as you can see in the second box. I'm blending the third one. I'm giving a little pressure to it. Now I have an even tone here. Now you know how to blend your layers to get a smooth tone. So make sure you practice these techniques so you can have command over your pencils to create even tones. The next practice is to join dots. The practices that I'm going to show from now on will not only perfect your lines but also your observation skills. In this practice, randomly mark 2 points and try to connect them at the points. So this one, it has gone a little farther from, little away from the point. The second one is a little short. I'm trying to connect these. This also has gone out. This line looks perfect and on the dot. This practice doesn't have to be boring. What you can do is you can mark many random points and try to make different shapes and patterns out of it. I'm marking 5 random points and trying to construct a pentagonal shape out of it. Now for the third line, the fourth. Sorry, you're not able to see the fourth line, and the fifth. So for kids who are starting basics of sketching, I will teach you 2 more fun ways to practice straight lines. If you have ruled paper, ruled notebook, you can try drawing lines between the rules in the notebook. Make sure you hold your pencil as light as possible. This is a very important point to note. Don't hold your pencil so tight. Just hold it like a feather and away from the lead. This will help you practice parallel lines with same interval. The next one is to use a magazine or a newspaper. Try to draw lines between the two rows of the words. You can also practice vertical lines between two columns. In order to make it more fun and not boring, what you can do is you can practice this with your friends. Whoever touches the words in the print loses a point. So you can start with a page where the indent is more, and slowly increase your difficulty level by choosing a page where the lines are closer. So the possibility of you touching the words is more here. So the difficulty level will increase here. If you have any other fun ways to practice lines, then please let me know in the comments. One more way to practice is keeping a reference object like a scale, pen, pencil, or even a side of a notebook or a book, and try to draw a line parallel to it at a distance. This exercise is going to be very good for your observation skills. So place the object at different distances and different angles and practice this. Once you finish a line, bring your pencil slowly to your line and see if there is any deviation. These are a few fun practices which you can try to draw lines. Let's go through what we learned in this video. In the next video, I will share more interesting ways to implement your learnings. These are the assignments that I want you to do. Please finish them and send it to the email ID given in the description box. Waiting to see your practices. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment about the content of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.